Hello, good evening, and welcome to a small account options trading YouTube channel. So, since this is the first video of this channel, let me tell you what I'm going to do. In this channel, I'm going to grow a $500 or $1,000 options trading account, which is a very small account, and I'm going to grow this live with all of you guys so that you get the idea of how it feels like or what are the processes you can go through if this is like the first time you are growing a small account. And so I'm going to give you a full disclosure, I'm going to tell you who I am first before we get started. And as you can see, this is the first video, so it's not going to be perfect or anything, but let's see. So to give you a brief background, I am Dr. Ashik Rahman, and I'm an assistant professor of physics at Illinois College, and that's where I'm currently working. And I have been passionate or curious, I would say, about finance and learning about trading and markets in general for the last few years without much of a success until very recently. You've probably heard people say a lot of horror stories about losing a lot of money in trading, and also a few good stories where people turn into millionaires overnight. And I'm not gonna tell you a story where I become a millionaire overnight because I haven't, but I believe I've found a strategy which has worked for a lot of people and has been working for me so far. And I'm going to tell you exactly how that works and what sort of results I have found in my account. I'm going to be really transparent with this account so that you can see how it feels like to grow an account for the first time. Because if I can grow this thing, consider this like an experiment. And if this experiment turns out to be successful, this will be the very first time I actually have a big account from a small account instead of blowing up that small account. So my background, as I mentioned, I'm an assistant professor of physics. I'm curious about finance. So this YouTube channel is going to be a tutorial, like a lecture format channel, where I'm going to be trying to teach you the basics of finance and options trading in the markets as a retail trader, not an institutionalized one because I've never been one, but more like a guide, not even a guide, more like a fellow traveler who's going through it with you, okay, instead of much of a lecture, even though my videos would feel like it's a lecture because that's what I do as my job. So these videos might feel like I'm lecturing as well as teaching labs. So without much ado, I'm going to tell you where I'm starting from. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this thing in a Robinhood account, and as you can see, currently, or actually last year on November 14th, my account size was about $570, which is exactly not exactly true. This was about $700, as I'll tell you later. But as you can see, from $570, which is about $500, my account has grown over the last couple of months, and now, yes, as of yesterday it was like $1,100. As of today, which is a Friday, January 9th, if you look at the calendar at the bottom, Chicago time, this account is currently sitting at $936. So if I count, this is about 64% gain since November, which is about 2 months or almost 2 months. Until yesterday, it was like 96% gain, which is doubling the account in 2 months. And I'm going to tell you that this is not a fluke. This is very much intentional, and I have achieved this in a very much intentional manner. I've followed a recipe, and I'm going to tell you the exact same recipe to do this. Okay? Now, as you can see, I'm going to show you how to grow a $500 account as I mentioned, this is not exactly 500. This was about 700. I took out $130. That's why it's saying 570 right now. But initially I started with $700. But as you know, this is like very difficult to grow, and I don't want to grow that slowly. So what I'm going to do, whenever I get paid or whenever I have some extra cash, I'm going to put this into this account and like have more money to invest. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you why am I starting this YouTube channel. Like, there are a lot of like finance YouTube channels that you can check out. I'm going to recommend, number one, check out Tastytrade's YouTube channel. Number two, check out Options with Davis. I cannot recommend any other YouTube channels because I haven't seen success from any other channels, but these are the top two that I'm going to recommend. Now, the reason I'm starting this channel is because, as I mentioned, I can only talk about two channels that currently I think actually works. And I mean, I'm sure the other channels who use a lot of different strategies, those work as well. They have millions of followers. I'm pretty sure they're doing pretty good. But it hasn't, none of those channels or none of their strategies work for me. So I'm going to tell you what worked for me and worked for many other people. And it's like a so simple strategy. I mean, it's going to take some time for you to study, but the strategy is so simple that even a monkey could do it. I'm sure monkeys can do a lot of other things than this, but I'm just saying that even if you don't have much time or anything, you should be able to do it if you want to grow your account or invest in some manner. Okay, so I'm starting this channel because, as I mentioned, there's only two channels. The problem with that is the Tasty Trade channel, that's pretty good, but the problem is they are a think tank. Their videos are more of a research videos, and there are a lot of like videos that you can follow along and learn the basics from. But if you find their channel a bit too cluttered, because it's, you know, it's not recent, and you are not trading on their platform, you're doing on something else like Robinhood or Think or Swim or something, I'm guessing that if you can see somebody do it along with you, like me, you should find it more familiar. The other thing is, Options with Davis is the only other channel that teaches this strategy that I have found so far. And I just thought that there needs to be more of those channels instead of the junk that we have on YouTube. Okay. The third reason that I found it important to start my own channel is because I was teaching a class. Of course, it was a physics class because I'm a physics professor. I was teaching a physics class, and I've heard my students talking about their experiences with sports betting. Now, I don't know about you. I wouldn't risk my money on sports betting or like buying lottery tickets. I mean, if they're sports people, and if you watch a lot of sports, you probably can guess or bet on the right teams. But since I'm not the kind of guy who watches as much sport or has that sort of a hunch to make a living off of like sports betting, I think like options trading and investing in the markets is a far better use of my money. Okay, so that's like my reason to do it. So I want to discourage people from like investing or actually sports betting or betting in stuff where the odds are low to something that has a higher probability. So instead of gambling, we are actually investing. And it's not like investing in the traditional sense, like investing in the stock markets or like high yield savings account or bond. This is a much faster way. Of course, it's a bit high risk, but it's a much faster and higher probability of win sort of a game. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. That's what I'm doing here, and it's been helping me pretty much. Now, and if I can actually be the channel that I think needs to exist more on YouTube, I'd be happy to use my teaching experience to dilute things down or dumb things down, if you're not offended by that, to simpler language whenever I can, and actually show you that I'm actually doing it along with you. I think that would be successful. I would consider myself successful. So without much ado, look at this Robinhood update. Why do I think that I finally found a strategy that works? Okay, so as you can see, over the last couple of months, here it says like past 3 months, that's what it shows, but last couple of months, from November to almost January, like 2 months, I have gained around 300 or 400 bucks. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you that it's in the last 1 year, or actually 1 month, it's 44-ish% gain, and this is typical. You can see there are like bumps, like the account size sometimes go up and down and so on. Now, the reason I'm starting today is because this is like one of the worst days that you will see in my account, in percentage wise. So as you can see, today we started off with 1100 bucks, and then I'm carrying 3 positions on the right. I'm carrying advanced materials AMAT calls, or call credit spread, and cold calls credit spread, and IBIT, which is the Bitcoin equivalent fund, and that's like put credit spread. So I'm holding 3 positions, and as you can see, my portfolio, whatever, if you want to call it a portfolio, it's like only 3 positions or 3 different categories of stock. They're like diversified, right? They're in totally 3 different industry, if you will. So this is IBIT, which is like the Bitcoin thing, which is like a currency. Cold is like a natural gas thing, so it depends on the price of natural gas, if you don't know what that is. AMAT is like a semiconductor industry thing, so it's a company from the semiconductor industry. Since they're like diversified, even though I'm like, some of them are doing bad, some of them are doing good, it's like, it's not going to go that low. Okay, I'm going to show you my win and losses so far in a table, like an Excel sheet. But as you can see, today is the worst day, or one of the worst days, and I've only lost how much? 16% of my portfolio, right? And that's not much. Okay, and I'm sleeping really well because I don't really care. I know that with a high probability or high amount of certainty that this will go up over the next few days or weeks before I close out. And so this is the update, but this is like today's update. So for the week, I've lost about how much? 7%. But over the month, I have gained about 44%. So the reason I'm showing you this is to give you the big picture that even though on a day-to-day basis, I might, lose 16% or something, or gain 20%, it doesn't matter, because over the month, my account size has, grown by about 50%. If I were to look yesterday, it was about 70%. Okay, that's pretty high, right? Compared to people who promise that you will become like millionaires or something overnight, or within 1 year, but when you actually go and trade them, you don't really make any money. You lose a lot of money. So I'm not going to go into that route here. So as you can see, over the 3 months, I've shown you this already. 570 bucks. It goes up to $1,000 as of yesterday, and today it went down a bit. I'll tell you why it went down, by the way. Year to date, I've been positive since January. Like, it's been 6 days or a week actually so far. Now, let me show you this. This is the 1 year update, like the past 1 year. As you can see, over the year, I've lost 165 bucks. Why? Now, I told you that I'm actually gaining, like, I finally found a strategy that works for me. So now why am I down? I'll tell you why. So I've lost a bunch of money over the last 5 to 7 years. I was a grad student. I was like, I lost a lot of money. over different strategies, over different accounts, and over a period of 5 to 6 years. Now, so I stopped trading, and then in this account, finally last year in March, I read a couple of books, and I thought I was like ready to trade. Those are really good books. But so I started my account with about $1,000, and I took an iron condor on Nvidia without knowing the strategy that I'm using right now. So I was basically doing something that I did not know what I was doing about. So it was good. It went up to about 1600 within like a week. But because it was not a strategy that I use, or it was not a strategy at all, what happened is I basically lost all of the money. And then my $1,000 account came down to $246, and then I was like crazier, and like I hated that, so I lost even more money. Okay, so what I did was I started looking for YouTube channels like Tastytrade, Options with Davies, and like I was about to do anything to learn this thing. And so luckily, I learned about this management, trade management, and stuff like that from Options with Davis. His channel is a great channel, and I learned about this, and so then I put in like extra $500 or something here, and then $500, and then $500 to $700. I don't exactly remember. I put extra money over there, and then I started the strategy that I'm currently using right now. So it went up, and then it went down. So the account size was like pretty low. I had lost about $400, but I was still holding because my strategy told me to, right? So I was holding, and then it started coming up. The accounts, the positions that I had started closing with profit, and then there were some fluctuations, and eventually from April or May, actually, I started my strategy on May. On May, it went down by about, I don't know, $400, or $200. I'm not exactly sure, but it went down, but then eventually started coming up. And then there were even some up and down turns. I did some experiments with a couple of tickers that didn't work out. And then, so I ended up with a positive account from here until August. Now, I was still yet to recoup my losses from the beginning of the year when I actually started without the strategy, right? So, and then I had to take out the money from my account because I was moving from my grad school to this new job here. So I was not trading this strategy. At that same time, I started learning about zero DTE strategies that tastytrade was teaching and still teaching. Spoiler alert, that did not work for me. I tried that in a Thinkorswim account. That did not work for me. And so as you can see, I did not put in more money into this account, into this strategy that was actually working for me. And so this strategy was not, it was not making any money for me because I took out all my money. After being burned with that zero DTE strategy, I was like, okay, screw that. Let's start here again, whatever was working for me. And so I started this again in November, and since then the account has been growing. Okay, so as you can see, there are like bumps. It's a bumpy ride, but it's uphill. So that's the best part. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the trades what I had so far. So from it says December, I think I had like a couple more trades that I did not log, or I'll have to double check if I logged it correctly. But as you can see, if I look from December, the end of November and beginning of December, I had how many? 8 trades, right? There are 3 trades that are still on, where the 3 trades that I showed you here. The Bitcoin one is still on. I'll close it out soon. The materials, the advanced materials and coal, these 2 trades are, I just put it in like, when did I put it in? I put it in like yesterday, right? Or actually a couple days back. So I'm holding this for another about 28 ish days until it reaches its desired profit. If it reaches its desired profit, which is 50%, if it reaches 50% profit, it will automatically close out, so I don't have to look at it. But since this is like a trade that I recently went in, and the prices went a little bit against me, so now my account is showing a bit negative today, right? Which won't be the case in a couple of weeks. And so as you can see, so far I had 8 trades, and all of them have been winners except the 3 which I haven't closed yet. If I look at the iBeat was 190, and today it's at 174. So if I close it out today, it's still a profit of like $15 or $16. It's a win is a win. But if you look at it, the profits that I had were pretty good, right? $81, $97, $110, $126. So if you add them up, I actually had a decent amount of profit, as you can see, right? Before November, I had other trades in a separate spreadsheet, but I'm not showing you that because you get the idea. This is the spreadsheet that I'm going to be following. I'm going to be updating with you every almost like every 2 or 3 days, every week, right? Whenever I do something, whenever I add or subtract money. So as you can see, I started with $500 and plus $200, $700 on December. I took out $130 because I needed the money. So my account is sitting at, or technically it says that started at 570, which it isn't. It started at $700. So I'm growing a $700 account. Next month or in the upcoming months, whenever I get paid and I want to put in more money, I'm going to add some money here with the date. Whenever these trades close out, I'm going to write down whatever the P&L is. Okay. My goal is to make 100 trades within this year. The more money I have, the more trades I can make. So for example, my $500, $700 account, now it's like $900 account. I can hold like about 3 positions, and with $175 extra remaining. So my goal is to have like as many positions open at a single time as possible. Why? Because it's like a numbers game. So for example, if you have like a biased coin, right? Like if you have a fair coin and you toss that 100 times or 1,000 times, you know that over the long term it will be 50-50, right? It can be like heads in a row for a couple of times or 5 times, but if you keep tossing it over 100 or 1,000 times, you'll see the heads and tails are 50-50. If it's a biased coin, head is 60%, the tail is 40%, and if you keep tossing it, it will again be in your favor, which is heads over the long run. So the point is, you have to make enough trades. So I'm to make about 100 trades or more in this particular strategy to show you like the positive expectancy and how much money I make over the long term. As you can see, in the last 8 trades, I made about like $400, $500, like which is like 40%, actually 70%. I'm not sure what the percentage is. I'll show you. The percent is 60%. Okay, so over the 8 trades, I made 60%. I don't know if these trades will turn out to be losses or winners. If they're losses, great. 60%. If they're winners, it will turn out to be about 100% of my account size growing. So imagine if I have more money in it, I can hold more positions. So for example, in the last 2 months, I made about 8 trades, right? Or 6 trades to be exact. But if I have more money in my account, I can hold more positions because each position is about $300, right? So if I have more money, I can hold more positions at once, and that's my goal. So I'm gonna be plugging in more money as much as I can whenever I have extra cash, and I'm gonna be holding more positions. And you're gonna see me live. I wouldn't say live because I'm not online like live streamers or live streaming traders do. This is going to be simple trading, but you would see me updating all these things weekly or at least a couple of times a week. And I'll keep you posted. Now, I'm going to tell you what my strategy is. If you don't know, it might sound like, gibberish, but I'm going to tell you my strategy is credit spreads, where I sell an option and then buy another another option $5 away to offset the cost. And I'm going to go into details into a beginner's level course or intermediate level course if I can. And the reason I'm going to teach you a course is because I want to teach this course in person in the college as well. That's my long-term goal. And I should be able to teach this. So my goal, so my strategy is like credit spreads. And this is the strategy that, tastytrade mostly, teach. And actually a lot of people teach this, but tastytrade has this particular thing that they're gonna, we enter at 45 DTE or day to expiration and then get out at 21 DTE or 50%, whichever comes first. Sometimes the 50% profit target hits within like couple of days or 10 days or 7 days or 17 to 18 days on average. So I don't really have to wait for 24 days to hit my 50%, right? Now, as you can see, for a $220, $200 credit that I receive, 50% profit is like $100. So in 18 to 20 days, or let's say within a couple of weeks, I'm getting $100 for one position. So if I have like 2 or 3 positions, I'm getting like $100 per position on average, or let's say on average like $80 per position, accounting for the losses. And then if I have like 3 positions, it's like $240 in a couple of weeks, right? Like with just this a small account, right? If I have a bigger account, let's say $10,000 or $5,000, I can hold at least, let's say, 10 positions. And if 3 positions can give me like $200, 10 positions is like, 3 times that, for example. It's like $1,000 in a couple of weeks. So my goal is to be able to make money up to the point or even more than whatever I get paid, or if it can match my paycheck. So that's my goal for the next few years. And if you are following along, you are in for a treat. If I blow up my account, what you can do is, today I'm going to give you something. You can like write down comments in my chat or whatever, the comment section. You can write "told you so," and if I blow up my account, I'm going to read those comments after like a couple of months if I blow up my account. Now, of course, I'm not going to blow up my account because I'm, funneling in more money whenever I get paid. But if you want, you can tell me "told you so," and I'll totally accept that. I'll love or heart react to your comments. Now, I've been talking too much, but let me tell you, who is this strategy suitable for? I'm going to tell you right away that I'm not going to show you any technical analysis. I'm not going to use much technical analysis or no to minimum technical analysis. So on this chart, whatever you can see here, these are the only couple of things along with support resistance lines that you will see me talking about technical analysis. The technicals that I'm going to use is Bollinger Band and this stochastic or RSI, whatever you're going to use. This stochastic is used by options with Davis, but I mostly use this Bollinger Band, and I'm not going to tell you that this is technical analysis. Why? Because this is basically statistics. What this is basically, this is like a line which says that for the last 200 days this natural gas futures have been trading within so basically this red line is like the second standard deviation, which means there is a 95% chance that the price will trade between this red line and this green line. This is the second standard deviation. What that basically means is that it's going to trade between these two lines 95% of the time. I'm going to go into detail, but the technicals that you see here is like the most I'm going to use in this chart, because I don't really believe as much in technical analysis. I believe like the market is efficient, and I'm gonna say it's like a weak efficient market hypothesis. These are fancy terms. I'm gonna tell you what those are later on. If you don't know what those are, if you already know them, you're gonna be probably saying that, okay, this guy doesn't know anything or shitting me. I don't know. Anyways, so who is this strategy suitable for? This strategy is suitable for anybody who has no time to sit in front of a desk, because you see that most of the traders, they're like pushing you like to trade with them live, sitting in front of a desk, seeing how the prices are going, time and sales, stuff like that. This is for anyone who's not an active trader, or at least not an active day trader. Okay. But when I was a grad student, or even now, what I can do is just log into my Robinhood account anytime, or actually this TradingView account anytime during the day, during a bathroom break, lunch break, whenever I want. I can just come in, see however these tickers are doing, right? So in this case, I have this watch list. I just see what they're doing, scroll through them through my phone, and I can just place the trades whenever. It's like afternoon, morning. I can even schedule a trade for the next morning if I want to. So it's not for an active trader. This is active trading. Don't get me wrong. This is a very much active trading. I'm very active compared to somebody who's like stock market investing, for example. They're like investing money in S&P 500 and mutual funds. I'm more active than them, because of course I'm making my own trades. But I found that this strategy works for me. I sleep really well. That's what matters. Okay. Can do this anytime that I want. So it's suitable for a grad student, like any student, undergrads, job holder who doesn't have much money, who's like a hustler, who's working like crazy shifts, right? Anybody can do this. Okay. It's just the only catch is you have to learn. You have to learn the strategy, and you have to learn what you're doing. You have to put in some time to learn, and that's the only catch. Okay. So that's my goal. Again, as I mentioned, these YouTube videos would be in a lab plus lecture format, where I'm gonna actually show you slides, like PowerPoint slides. I think those would be better for you to keep or paying attention to the class, and that would also be helpful for me to actually have the materials ready when I teach the course in person. So it's a good practice for me as well. Or if I decide to sell this course to you, I don't know if I'm going to do that, but let's say for now it's free. Okay. If you think this content is good for you. So I'm going to show lecture slides, and as the lab portion, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place trades, or at least update you on the trades that I'm placing, okay, or have already placed within a couple of days or the same day, because my trades play out over 2 to 3 weeks, so there's no way I can manufacture wins and losses. As you can see, I'm still in 3 positions that are that will play out over the next few days or a couple of weeks, and I don't know what's going to happen. I may win, I may lose. I expect to win 70 to 80% of the time based on the delta that I trade in at the money, or further away, a little bit out of the money. And so I expect to win 70 to 80% of the time, but or more. So over the long term, I'll probably have a few reds here, okay, other than the greens and break evens. So I'll talk to you about whatever I do. I'll keep you posted. That's basically the idea. I'll tell you exactly what I do at my watch list, my updates and everything, and I hope it helps. Again, this is not a financial advice. This is like me being a peer with you in the same journey. Okay. So even if I go a bit sidetracked, Please pardon me. This is my first time teaching a course like this. Okay. I want to be as transparent as possible. So if you like it, please stay connected with me. If you like this content, please subscribe. That actually motivates me. Even though I don't want to be a person who's focused on the results or the outcome, but focus on the journey, which is like enjoying teaching this content. But if you actually subscribe or hit the like button or post any comment or good comments, hopefully, or feedback on how I can teach this better, that would actually help motivate me to actually keep this up. Okay, so I'm going to stop right now. I'll see you in the next video, which should be on Monday whenever the market opens, so that I have some update for you. Okay, this account will be updated on Monday or Tuesday, and I will see how I do. Would it go down further or go up? You can see me play this sport, and you can bet on me if you like.